As the main gateway to China along the Land Silk Road, XiAn is one of the earliest cities to receive Persian and Arab traders during the Tang dynasty. Since the early 7th century, the Arab merchants also brought Islam to China. At that time, they were mostly mercantile communities and did not try to convert the Han Chinese then. However, many of them stayed on and their communities started to grow. Over the years, the Muslim communities at XiAn have undergone many changes in China. However, despite the upheavals in the many tumultuous period of China, the Muslim communities here have pretty much retained the lifestyle where they will live and do commerce around the peripheral of the mosque. This tradition is well defined by the conscious placement of living quarters and facilities that grew around the mosque, both acting as its physical and spiritual center. This grouping of settlement is called Fung in Mandarin and is a derivative of the original name of Fung in the olden days. Fan meaning foreign, whereas Fung means streets. The Muslim community here, especially the Hui, has indeed developed their own unique Fung culture over the years. Let's probe deeper into the fabric of the Muslim Fung, and where best to start none other than the oldest Great Mosque, which is situated at the Hua Chue Lane, right at the heart of the Hui Fang neighborhood, besides the city's famous landmark, the Drum Tower. Like the great mosques in Hangzhou, Quanzhou, and Guangzhou, the Great Mosque of XiAn is thought to have existed since as early as the 7th century. However, the mosque that stands today was established in 1392 during the Ming dynasty. It was founded by Naval Admiral Haji Zheng He, the son of a prestigious Muslim family and famous for the many expeditions to the South Seas and beyond. Its present structures were mainly built in the Ming dynasty and later expanded during the Qing dynasty. Now it is almost time for the afternoon prayer, and visitors here are slowly moving through the courtyards towards the main prayer hall. On a normal day, there are usually about 400 visitors to attend the prayer sessions. Today happens to be a Friday, and their number could go up to 500. The mixed crowd truly reflects the heterogeneous demographic of the Muslim people here. The veteran resident, Imam Haji Muhammad Yunusi Ma Liang Chi, will hold the prayer session for today. A renowned figure here at XiAn, Haji Ma, has dedicated his whole life in the restoration work done at the mosque. He has also acted as the ambassador to receive foreign luminaries at the mosque over the years. To understand more about how it all begins, let's talk to Haji Ma himself after the prayer.
这个清真寺啊，本来叫花脚巷清真寺，因为这个清真寺在西安比较大一点，所以叫清真大寺。它这个清真寺呢，完全是中国式的。
According to Haji Ma, the architectural elements are very different from the Arabic style and are consisted of towers, courtyards, pavilions and the prayer halls, much like the traditional Chinese temple. Covering an area of 130,000 square meters, it has construction area of 4,000 square meters with a rectangular layout from east to west in a grand axis directing towards Mecca. 5 successive courtyards, each with a signature pavilion, screen or freestanding gateway, lead to the prayer hall located at the western end of the axis. The first courtyard is entered via two modest side gates along the north and south crescent walls. At the center of the courtyard is an imposing wooden gateway or pylon. This 9-meter-high freestanding pylon is a 4-columned roofed structure buttressed on all sides by wooden props anchored into stone bases. Multiple tiers of meticulously carved Taokong brackets support its blue glazed tiled roof in the traditional Chinese architectural style. In the second courtyard stands the stone memorial gateways, consisting of 3 connected stone memorial gateways supported by 4 pillars. On the top of the main gate, there is a title inscribed in Chinese calligraphy that reads Tian Qian Chai Che, which means heaven is watching our every move at the moment. This is a translation of the hadith of Jibril in which Muhammad stated, "Ihsan is to worship God as though you see Him, and if you cannot see Him, then indeed He sees you." In the middle of the third courtyard, known as Qing Xiu Tian, or place of meditation, stands the tallest building in the whole complex, the Pavilion for Introspection, also known as the Tower of the Visiting Heart, Sheng Xin Ting. At over 10 meters tall, with 3 layers of eaves and crowned with an octagonal roof, this brick tower merges the function of the Pangke Tower and the minaret which was used for calling the Muslims to pray in the olden days. The fourth courtyard is entered via 3 marble gates with wooden doors. The prayer hall, preceded by a large platform, is at the western end of the courtyard. Before this platform stands the Phoenix Pavilion, or the Fung Huang Ting, which is a hexagon-shaped pavilion with upturned eaves in the middle and triangle-shaped archways on both ends. The whole design seems to be like a beautiful phoenix opening its wings and ready to fly. Therefore, the structure is also called the Phoenix Pavilion. Under the eave is a small board decorated with carved dragons, which reads One God. The principal building is the prayer hall, which can accommodate 2,000 visitors for prayers at one time. The mosque has a large collection of precious cultural relics such as epigraphs, tablets, couplets, censers, phylacteries, paintings, hanging lamps, and so on and so forth. A handwritten copy of the Quran by a well-known Muslim noble in the Yuan dynasty is also being preserved in this mosque. Mr. Yusuf Bai has always been a familiar face in and around the mosque compound, especially during the height of tourist flow. Now retired, he often volunteers himself as a translator to help introduce the rich history of the mosque to the foreign visitors. As a local XiAn Hui Muslim, the great mosque has certainly been an integral part of his spiritual life.
When I was very young, I heard that my grandparents told us the Muslims originally came from Middle East. And later I have a chance to attend to school and write some book about our Islamic history. And as we know, during the Prophet time, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
According to Yusuf Bai, the presence of Muslim actually goes beyond the historical record of the early 7th century. According to the ancient Chinese record called Zhi in 651 AD, Nabi Muhammad assigned a few of his disciples to travel to the Orient to spread Islam. These disciples had made several journeys to China via the marine Silk routes, first arriving at Canton, which is present-day Guangzhou, Quanzhou, and the Hokkien province, and later reaching further inner parts of China, such as Yangzhou and Hangzhou via the waterways. All the seaport cities went through a prosperous period unheard of in other parts of China at that time. Each in its respective way has left behind a rich heritage of Islamic culture that integrated with the main Han Chinese culture. XiAn, as one of the ancient capitals, had also gone through the golden era. where it enjoyed the unique status of an international city on earth at that time. The unimaginable material wealth, accompanied by a great profusion of flamboyant output of an artistic expression, can also be countered by the great influx of trade and commerce at the time during the Tang dynasty. Most of the goods from the West came in the forms of exotic spices, herbs, ivories, rhino horns, and jewelries. With these also came forth Islam, which was the religion for the majority of the Persian and Arab traders. Besides commerce, these early Muslim people were also great warriors and were often being recruited by the emperors to help put down revolts to resolve crises. One of the most famous incidents is the rebellion of An Luksan, where the Tang emperor almost lost his throne if not for the help of the Persian armies. Many other incidents, great or small, have proven the tenacity of these foreign recruits who were awarded with land for settlement with Chinese brides. In one way or another, the present population of the Hui Muslim here composed mainly of the descendants of these early settlers. After the break, we will visit some of the locals here to see how life has changed ever since the olden days.